Welcome back to the little black shade tree. It is ballerina birthday party time and I'm stoked. One of my favorite parts about being a mom is throwing my kids' birthday parties. Really fun ones. Not super expensive ones, they're usually really inexpensive. I do a lot of the stuff myself and I'm going to show you how to pull off a gorgeous, super fun, do-it-yourself ballerina birthday party. Now I have a video coming up that's going to be on making the cake. We're doing a beautiful ballerina cake. It's 2 tiers. It's got fondant ballerina slippers, a rose, edible images. I'm going to show you how to use edible images. It's a lot easier than you think and you can actually just buy them at your grocery store, and it can be any image that you could possibly fathom, except it can't be copywritten. They don't do copyrighted images, but you would be surprised at all the fun things that you could print off and use that are not copywritten. So some of the decorations that we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to make. One of the things that my daughter and I got, we went to the Dollar Tree, of course, because it's the bomb. She picked out the beautiful flowers that she wanted and she picked out her vases. However, we are going to spray paint these a metallic silver because the party colors are a pale pink, silver, and white. So we're going to have silver vases, pink flowers, and white flowers. Another beautiful craft I'm going to show you is how to make this gorgeous banner. It's cardstock and some twine. Anyway, I've got 2 of these. There's 2 of them in here and they're gonna crisscross in front of our main table with the cake. So that will be a really nice focal point. I'll show you how to make the ever classic puff balls out of tissue paper. They are super easy. And we're gonna go back and forth between light pink and darker pink. And our other big craft, our biggest craft, is going to be making a 3-tiered serving tray. And I've always wanted to do this. I got the separator pieces for it. You can go to your local hardware store and get regular bolts and nuts, but that looks a little bit unfinished. So I went ahead and bought these on Amazon. And you can either buy 1 set for $8 or you can buy 5 for $12. And I thought, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with 12 on this one. So I went ahead and, 5. I went ahead and bought the 5 pieces for 12 and they're gorgeous. So I'm going to drill holes through these plates. And before you run off and buy a tile or any drill bit to drill through beautiful ceramic dishes, because originally I went to Dollar Tree and my daughter picked out cute ceramic dishes to make this out of, and I tried to figure out how to drill through ceramic. And at first I was told to use masonry drill bits, but those are only for things like flower pots that are really soft ceramics. Not for hard ceramics like dishes, not for glazed ceramics. So then I went and got a tile drill bit and I burned through that in about 15 seconds and I didn't even get through the plate. So I still have yet to figure out how to drill through ceramics, but don't worry, I'm gonna master this and figure it out and I'm gonna show you. But until then, because the party is on Saturday, I don't have time to do more research and buy more and more drill bits. So I went ahead and bought these dishes from Walmart. I love them. They were obviously more than $1, more than Dollar Tree, but I think they were $2.30 a piece. So still really inexpensive, and the keynote is they're plastic. They are plastic. They're gorgeous. They look like marble, but they are plastic. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have any trouble drilling through these with all of our drill bits out in the workshop. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We'll put the separators in and it's going to look gorgeous. The first thing you want to do is check the size of your tier separator to see how wide you need to make the hole. Mine was 1/4 inch, so I made sure to get a 1/4 inch drill bit. I used the painter's tape to help the drill bit get traction so it didn't slip all over the plate. I also used the tape to mark the center so I didn't have to use my Sharpie marker directly on the plate. Once I got the holes in, I took out my tier separator kit and started piecing it together. This stand is a little wobbly because the plates have a completely flat bottom, unlike most dishes. So there was a little screw head that was making it wobble just a bit. Most 3-tier serving trays that I've seen have 3 plates, each a different size. But I decided it would be fun to have a bowl on the top, plus it made it easier to find matching dishes since most stores only have 2 different plate sizes. I've always felt that in order to get a party off right, you need a really cute invitation, and my favorite way to do that is a DIY. I always make it myself because people can always tell when you put a lot of time and effort into them, and it saves me money, so it's a win-win. So today we're going to make these adorable ballerina birthday invitations. You can see that I've put a little piece right here to cover up our address and my phone number just for safety purposes. But here it says, come dance and twirl with the birthday girl. And my daughter's name is Claire. She's turning 7, and I put the date and time. And she helped me put these together, so that's been a really fun project for the 2 of us. So here are our supplies. And of course, the favorite feature of this invitation is a tutu with some tulle that we made together. So of the materials, of course, you're going to want scissors and fabric scissors for the tulle. Most of these, actually all of these items are really inexpensive. I got some glitter paper. It's just 2 sheets because I actually only needed about this much of one, so I only needed a tiny bit for the tutu, so you can get any color that you want. I got this glitter paper, I think it was like $1 or something. And then I got some cardstock and tulle. Walmart now sells this pre-cut. I'm not a big fan of the pre-cut stuff because I want to be able to buy in bulk, like 13 yards at a time all together, but anyway, it's just a small project, so you just need a little bit of tulle and of course some thread, some ribbon. You don't actually need the thread. You can use hot glue if you're really opposed to sewing, but hot glue is pretty bulky, and so I really like to use thread and to gather the tulle. I'll show you a really easy demonstration. I went ahead on Microsoft Word and I printed out the template that I wanted. I actually Googled some cute little word ideas. That's where I got the come dance and twirl with the birthday girl. And then just imagine this is a whole piece of paper. So I made a column down the middle, and so I put one of the templates here and one here and got it just right, and then I printed it off, cut it out, and then I used it as my template to put on the cardstock. Once I got it the way I liked it, I went ahead and printed out the Word document on the cardstock, the color that my daughter picked out, and then I went ahead and drew where I needed to cut, and that's where this came in because it's scrap, I don't need it. So I drew where it needed to go, and then I used it to trace where my marks were on this paper so I can go ahead and cut these out. I pulled out a sheet of the contrast paper from the cardstock, and then I cut it in half. My measurements for the invitation were dependent on the size of my envelope, and I determined that the invite needed to be a total of 8.5 inches tall and 5.5 inches wide, and the inside color was going to be 8 inches tall and 5 inches wide. So that's how I made my measurements. And once I got these cut out, I went ahead and placed them on each of these. Here are my cute envelopes. You can pick these up at Walmart. They come in lots of different colors. I love them. So this is how I actually determined the size of the invitation. I made it so it would fit in just nicely, like so. Now, when you place the contrast paper on the background cardstock, I like to use tape, and there's a reason for that because, like I said before, hot glue can be really bulky and it dries really fast. So when you want to try to lay it down nice and steady to try to get it lined up nicely, usually with hot glue, you're in a race against time and you're just trying to slap it down before it cools and it doesn't end up being all lined up. So just use tape to tape the contrast, the front to the back, and you'll save a lot of gray hair over that. For the glitter leotard, I went ahead and found some outlines on Google of cute little leotards, and I put them on a Word document in a bunch of different sizes because I didn't know exactly what size to do. So I printed out a bunch of different sizes and then I cut them out and I held it up to my invitation and decided, oh, this is the right size. And I cut it, did the nice detailed cutout. And then I traced on my glitter paper and cut out a bunch of those. And that gave me this beautiful pink leotard that turned out so cute. So print them out on Word document, a bunch of different sizes just so you can get the right size. And then trace, cut out, cute little leotard. For the tutu, I'm going to show you how to make this. I used some thread and gathered it, and it's really nice, not bulky because it doesn't have hot glue. But again, if you don't want to use thread, it's all good. Just go ahead and use your hot glue gun and stick it on there, and I'm sure it'll be just fine. But I really like using thread because it's so thin. I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces of tulle this size. All the materials and everything will be in the description, so check that out. All right, so here is my cardstock that I printed out with my 2 templates, and I'm going to cut along the lines. I took my 1.5 by 5 inch piece of tulle and doubled it up. I then used my thread to tie a knot at one end. This isn't a knot you'd normally put at the end of your needle and thread. I'm just tying a standard double knot. And then I weaved my needle in and out of the tulle along the side to create a gathering. Once you've made it to the other side, pull the thread and the tulle will gather up into a cute tutu. Tie another knot at the other end to secure it and trim off the excess thread. Draw a line of hot glue along the waist of the tutu where you want the tulle to lay. I'm a little too far away from my electrical socket, so my cord is a little short. Then take a 1.5 by 2 inch strip of ribbon, draw another strip of hot glue over the waist of the tulle, and lay your ribbon down. Turn it over and dab another bit of hot glue on to lay the remainder of the ribbon down. Trim the excess once again, and voila! You have a cute ballerina outfit. For the banner, I selected 2 colors from my cardstock book and traced out 2 triangles on each page. Once I cut them out, I punched holes in each side on the top and then strung them together with my twine, alternating colors. Overall, I made 2 string banners, each with 10 triangles on it. I used it to make a cross on the wall above our beautiful focus table, and it looked gorgeous. Tissue paper pom-poms. Ideally, you'll want 10 sheets for each one, but my packets came with 6 each, and that was good enough for me. Fold one side in about 1.5 inches and then rotate the folding just like an accordion. Once you have that done, fold it in half to locate the middle and tie it with anything you like. Twisty ties, wire, ribbon, twine, you name it. Trim the ends into nice round edges with your scissors. Then fan them out and begin pulling each layer apart. Be careful because, as you know, tissue paper is super fragile and you can easily rip a hole in it with your finger. For the vases, I just used some Rust-Oleum metallic silver spray paint. Make sure the paint you use adheres to whatever you're spraying. In my case, that was glass. One quick note, I did purchase a pair of Pointe ballet shoes for my daughter. She loves them. It was a dream come true. That's what she asked for, actually. And she's never had a ballet lesson, and I know that you have to be really careful with pointe shoes with kids. She's turning 7, but I talked with a very experienced dancer of mine who cautioned me and said, you just keep it to a really, really narrow amount of time. We did fun ballet beginner point lessons on YouTube. We did bar exercises with her, but she doesn't wear them more than 10-15 minutes at a time, and it's not more than once, maybe twice a week. So we do really limit it, but I am really glad that I was able to fulfill that dream of hers to make her feel like a real ballerina. And if you want a pair of Ballet Pointe shoes for decoration, I highly recommend it. They are about $20, especially if you're not looking for high quality, but they can be just as beautiful. So you can find them on Amazon. You can put them in a frame, you can put them on a table, and they look absolutely gorgeous and make ballet parties even more authentic. Thank you for joining me at my daughter's ballerina birthday party. I hope you're inspired to do one for your kids. It was so much fun, and my daughter especially loved making things with me. And my youngest daughter even helped me put together this cake. She was helping me make the frosting and the fondant. And of course, my kids love to play with all the leftover fondant while I'm creating the cake. So it's kind of a family group activity that they love, I love, and they even get to learn things on like how to make little fondant bows. So it's a great family activity. So if you noticed, we had an activity on making ribbon streamers that the kids loved. We had the photo booth where the kids could take pictures of themselves with my phone and my little tripod. We had tasty little tea sandwiches. We also had peppermints and little wafers and lots of popcorn because my husband does the best popcorn ever. It's just like the movie theater, and he's become quite the connoisseur about it. So if you want to learn how to make the perfect popcorn, let me know and we'll do a video on that. But it was delicious. So if you have a ballerina party, please share it. I hope this tutorial was helpful and inspired you, and please don't forget to subscribe to the little black shade tree, and I will see you in the next video.